I-95 and i95rock.com. You got Ethan and Lou here. Pam is in at 10 o'clock, but we're at Camping for Cans. I think it's the 8th or 9th annual or
46th annual.
Something like that.
Sure.
But it's all to benefit Hillside Food Outreach. We need non-perishable food items. If you don't have the time to shop, cash and checks are fine.
Yep, please. And then the checks made out to Hillside Food Outreach.
Right.
Do not bring us any turkeys. We have nowhere to store them. And joining the show right now...
Twitter King.
He's the king of Twitter.
Yep.
He's the king of Danbury.
Wow.
Mark Boughton joins us. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mayor.
Gentlemen, how are you?
How you doing,
It's
man?
good to see you. I got to tell you, I wanted to be upset with you about yesterday not joining us on the show. I wanted to give you a hard time, but...
I was busy. Sometimes I have to work. You guys understand that? I actually have work to do.
You got this way about you, man.
Mama.
If I was into dudes, I'd be all up in your grill.
Why do you
Wow.
bring that up?
That's nice.
Because he's very charming. I wanted to give him a hard time
Thank you.
today. I really did.
All right, can you find me a trophy wife?
You got it, buddy.
All right, get on
you
that.
got
Look,
it.
all right.
Let me just tell you something real quick.
Like a heat-seeking missile, right?
At least 20 years younger. Minimum.
Gotta be, right?
Minimum.
Gotta be. That's what you do after a divorce,
Sorry.
Ethan. You
Take all
understand.
my money and then have me live underneath the bridge at 84 like Rumpelstiltskin.
Destroy your reputation.
Right.
Everyone's laughing
That'd be
at
a good move, huh?
Yeah, good stuff.
You two want to talk more about dating websites? No, I wanted to tell them that I did a blog yesterday about, I forget the name of the website, but
Great.
they said that Danbury, Connecticut is the Renaissance city in Connecticut.
It is. That's Yankee Institute. We did a
Yankees,
study
that's it, yes.
of all of our great things, particularly our finances, which, as you know, nobody ever gives me credit for, but I work very hard on.
Right.
Sure.
I just sort of have a idiot savant kind of thing for that stuff.
Between
I don't know
episodes
why.
of The Walking
I
Dead.
can't balance my checkbook, but I can tell you how much money is in every account and how we spend it. But they just scored us really high, and they said this is the only city in Connecticut that is actually going somewhere. And,
That's great.
It was huge.
You can see it. You can see it in downtown
Big league.
Denver.
You've
Big
noticed the uptick since I moved to Danbury,
Yeah, it's
right?
big league.
New Milford's fallen off big time since I left.
Right.
And Danbury's just shooting up there.
Right.
You understand? I'm a very important man in this town.
You are.
That's right.
You are.
Can we get back to Mark?
Check it out. I
Is that
do want to
okay?
get back to Mark. I want to ask you about something.
We had some stuff.
There have been
issues.
some incidents
Yes.
of how do you put it? These racial incidents, swastikas being spray painted on people's houses, and then something happened with Wilton. Tell us about this.
Well, first of all, the swastika thing started prior to the election.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're pretty sure it's some idiot kid running around who doesn't understand what he's doing.
The magnitude of what
and
he's
the
doing,
impact can have on people. And when you put it in the context of the recent election, it really blows it all up. We're going to find that kid, and he's in a lot of trouble. So I just want to be clear about that. The second piece was at the football game, Wilton versus Danbury on Friday night. Some of the kids were chanting, "Build a wall" on the Wilton side. The Wilton kids were
Seriously?
chanting, directing that towards the Danbury players.
Is this in Danbury or Wilton? What was
This is in Wilton.
The game was in Wilton.
The game was in Wilton, so the Wilton kids, they were doing this. Now, we caught wind of this yesterday morning. I wrote to the principal of Wilton High School, and I said, listen, I understand that you've already written to your parents, you've already disciplined the kids or spoke to the kids, but I think an apology is in order here.
Sure, yeah.
And that's the most important lesson a young person can learn, right? Even if they didn't mean anything by it, they didn't get what they were doing or why, which I think they did, but let's say they didn't. An apology is the right thing to do here. And actually, he's written an apology and sent it over, which we're going to read to the kids at Danbury High School this morning.
Good. So the Wilton principal?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yes.
For doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And not, because when you get a letter like you sent.
Mine was pretty harsh, but I'm fired up. Look, I'll protect my kids. It's like the family, right? It's like you and me. We're friends, and I can pick on you all the time, but if somebody else picks on you, I want to throw the hands.
And let's just call it what it is. Danbury is much more culturally
We're a very
diverse.
diverse community. Very diverse.
Exactly, and
Wilton.
that's a good thing.
We're proud of it.
Right, sure.
Absolutely.
So for that to have been said at a game, okay, so... Well, you're all over this stuff. You're all over the negative, the positive.
Right.
You're on top
Look,
of things.
and this is coming from somebody that, I voted for Mike Pence to be vice president. I told you guys that. So I mean, that doesn't give people license to be boorish and rude and say stupid things. And when they do, we're going to call them out on it.
Right. Now let's
Do
go
I
back.
sound preachy? I'm getting preachy, aren't I?
No, it's okay.
You're
It's
right. Really come in like this.
Serious
Let's
thing.
talk Walking Dead.
Let's go back to yesterday. Let's go back to yesterday and why you weren't with us. I speculated that you were at one of your Illuminati meetings or
I was.
The Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
What secret underground government organizations plotting to make a one-world government are you part of?
There's several of them. And by the way, when I tweet out that I'm at an Illuminati meeting and I'll be late, I get like 5,000 retweets because the kids really believe that there's an Illuminati out there making decisions. So it's just our secret club that we discuss the state of the world, and then we make decisions about who gets what and where people live and how the world operates.
You weren't anywhere where you were making any kind of announcements.
No. I was in Hartford. I was working.
All right.
I was representing the peoples of Danbury.
When are we making an announcement about you running for governor, which we all know isn't going to happen, and you're going to be governor of Connecticut?
Mama! Huge. Soon.
And we're going to ride those coattails all the way to the White House.
Did I not promise you guys?
Yeah.
Did I not promise?
Yeah. When you're governor, you got to stay with us. You got to stay on the Ethan Lou program.
Listen, when I'm governor, I'll do this show every week.
Right.
I'm doing all the stuff I do now. Because the whole fun of becoming governor is to come back and say, look, I'm governor. How do you like me now? Bam.
Yeah.
Right? So if you go to Hartford, there's all these people you don't know. That's all they know you as governor. But now everybody that stepped all over me my whole life.
You're going to get back at it.
I'm going to get back at it.
All right. That's fantastic.
I'm bringing state troopers with me, too.
I just wanted to mention this.
I'm going to build a wall and make Bethel pay for it. Damn straight.
That's helping. That's really helping. So, Tony from Hallis Farm Market gave you and I a gift of these Goat Boy soaps, and I'm walking around holding this, and Mark comes up to me and goes, "Oh, that's the Goat Boy soap." He knows all of it. What do you know about the soap?
That Goat Boy stuff?
Yeah.
Huge. Listen, it's about cleansing your body of chemicals. I'm really into this stuff.
All right.
Except for diet soda. That's an issue. I'm trying to break that habit, but that stuff is pure, and it makes you smell like a goat, so your wife's going to love you. Probably why I can't get a date.
Yeah.
But it is very healthy, so you got that going for you.
I thought that's why you're using the Goat Boy,
which is nice. But it's really good stuff. You can get it up at Hallis Farm, and it's locally made. It's made in New Milford.
It's made from goats, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This guy knows about soaps.
I do. I'm into that.
He's got to know everything.
I like this alternative healing medicine thing. I'm really started getting into that.
All right.
Oh, look at you. East meets West, as they say.
That's right.
You're not playing Yanni in your place, are you?
No, that would mess with my chi.
Okay.
See, this is how you know a man is single, when he starts getting involved in the smell and the getting the chemicals out of his body.
Right.
You got to get that out. You got to get the poison out of you.
What a smell
He's
nice.
out there on the prowl right now.
That's right. So I'm into that, and there's some other things I'm working on.
Excellent. I think we've probably...
Why should people come down here and donate to Camping for Cans and Hillside Food Outreach?
This is such an important thing, and Hillside, by the way, does a huge thing. I know Ethan did the dancing last year, Dancing with the Stars, to raise money for them. They're feeding people, Danbury, Eastern New York, really the whole greater Danbury area, and it's a huge food bank that does a great job, and we want to give people a good Thanksgiving. And so every little bit helps, whether it's 1 can or 10 cans or money. You guys taking money?
We are taking money.
You're not giving it to Lou, are you?
The whole deal.
So, those are the things that make a difference and make the difference in the lives of people. And we got a turkey, or a live turkey.
But you know the deal with Willie the turkey from Hallis Farm Market?
I'll kill it and eat it right now.
That's right. We're going to kill it.
Right on the spit right out here in the parking lot.
Wow, you're very aggressive.
If we don't get the donations, numbers that we expect, meaning if we don't beat last year, I murder the turkey in front of families and children right here in the parking lot.
I know we got to go, but my father, we had chickens.
Yeah.
And the chickens, this all ties in. Everybody got tired of taking care of the chickens. So one day my father comes up with the idea of killing the chickens to eat, right? To slaughter the chickens.
Sure.
So he sets up his little slaughter thing. He gets his axe. We're all up the stairs in the house with our little noses pressed up against the window, crying and screaming at him and everything else.
Dramatic.
He goes up, puts the chicken, he read up on how to do it, puts the chicken down. He's going to cut the head off the chicken. And he just couldn't do it.
No.
It took him like 20 minutes. He got the axe about halfway up, and he couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it?
So then he let the chicken go, dropped off a bunch of expletives, and then I went up to Hallis Farm, who were here today, and I asked them to take the chickens, and they did.
Beautiful.
So it was a happy ending, and then they killed the chickens and ate them. But
Well, at least you guys were into it.
That's right.
See, I love this. I love when Mark comes through, because he said the story had a point to it, and it did, which is so refreshing for me dealing with you every day.
I know, I understand that.
Tied it all up. Well, he's getting wow.
Sometimes I have to ask, that stories usually have a point.
There's naturopathic
and an ending.
things to that.
Yeah. There's a first act, a middle act, and a final act.
What did we just talk about?
Who's to say?
So listen, you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Blessings to your family.
You too. I hope you get a date for Thanksgiving.
Well, that's all right.
Danbury Mayor Mark Boughton, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mayor.
Peace.
All right.